I wanted to talk to you about the 10th Amendment. Its importance is part of our Constitution. They came up with two things, about 49 words. It's really quite masterful what they did, the Ninth and 10th Amendments. You have to understand that to have freedom, you A, have to let other people be free, but B, you have to keep your government from making you into slaves. And if you expect the government to take care of you, okay, then you're going to be the government's slave. You have to be willing to take care of yourself and use government for those things that absolutely has to be used for. The 10th Amendment, if you read all of the different statements written about it in the ratification letters and put them all together, you come up with this statement. I'll read it for you. That every and all powers, jurisdiction, and right, not expressly, clearly, particularly. And those words are very important because these are the words they use to describe this. None of this is my idea. It's what the people wrote at the time. I think they were very smart. Not expressly, clearly, particularly delegated and granted to the United States. You have to understand that the words United States is the name of the government. In the first drafts of the Constitution, they made that statement. In the Articles of Confederation, that is stated. They assume people knew it. Now you don't. You think of the United States as the whole country or all the people or perhaps something else. It's the name of the government. The United States is the name of the government, the federal government. And these are talking about these particular jurisdiction, powers, and rights, okay, expressly, clearly, particularly, vested in the general government of the Union or to the departments of the federal government by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, remain to the people of the several states, okay, or to their respective state governments to whom they may have granted the same, the people giving that power to the states, okay, and are reserved to each of the several states respectively, or to the people to be by them exercised. Anything that's not expressly, and that means to the point, particularly, that means it's set apart. It's its own self. It's not part of something else. Clearly, just you can see it. There's no confusion here, nothing fuzzy about it. Whenever people say, well, the Constitution's not clear about that or it's fuzzy about that, if that's true, it's not the business of the federal government unless it's absolutely clear. Not their job. That's the point. And this is what the people did. They simply set up a government that could only do certain things, and they did it so that that government could not be used against them. This is the idea of the 10th Amendment. What you have to see is that people want to use the government. They want to use it to do things. Some of them think it's a very good thing. Some of them really just want to use it for their own benefit or their group's benefit. Been done for centuries. Once you have power of the people united together, which is what you get with government, people want to use it. Well, the people who wrote our Constitution understood that that's where the problem's at. And if you will declare and restrict that power, then you can perhaps declare and restrict the ability of those who would use the government and abuse that power. They talk about misuse or misconstruction and abuse of power is what they're trying to prevent. The 10th Amendment, along with the Ninth Amendment, basically changed the entire government of the United States of America. A lot of you are interested in the Second Amendment or the First Amendment. These are really the crucial amendments, the Ninth and 10th. You're not taught them. The introduction to the Bill of Rights gives you the understanding of exactly why these amendments were added and what the changes are they made. This is the information you need. with it in about 5 years, because you're smarter than I am, you can probably start to see this. And if you go through these things, you can start to understand the genius that they had in writing the Ninth and Tenth Amendments, and how this is someplace you can go and find solutions to the problems we have today. Hoping this helps. Thank you.